Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to continue to be your daily advocate. If you're new here or you're not subscribed for any reason, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all of you who have been watching and following me for so long. It truly means a lot, and I'm glad that I can be this person.
An analytical and mathematical point of view of this coming from Miles J. Creative. Wanted to thank him for posting that. And so for those of you guys watching the Super Bowl, you probably caught a lot of Super Bowl ads yesterday. This coming from Michael at Val5 Links. Again, Coinbase experienced a surge in traffic following an ad during the Super Bowl on February 13th. As a result, the exchange had to throttle traffic for a few minutes. Yeah, that's what happened again. So it's not just during bull runs, it's whenever there is a lot of traffic on their website. You would think Coinbase would have sorted this out by now, but clearly they have not. So Coinbase's chief product officer, Surojit Chatterjee, on February 14th revealed that the exchange had to throttle web traffic for a few minutes. The reason it appears because of the advertisements that played during the Super Bowl, and the ad had a QR code that took users to the Coinbase platform and told them that new users would receive $15 in Bitcoin. So, I mean, if you're giving away free money, I could see why people would be rushing to the website. The major sporting event had multiple crypto ads during the event, of which one was Coinbase related. The Super Bowl was noted for having a high number of crypto ads, and clearly it has worked in attracting attention. So this is what we were hoping it would do. Attract the everyday folk, the ones who are not currently invested in cryptocurrency, to get into cryptocurrency further. And so some of the companies included FTX Trading and Crypto.com, and I believe eToro was in there as well, along with Coinbase for sure. Michael also bringing this up. Data tracked by the Block Research shows that Coinbase's app surged from 186th place to second on the App Store. The power of a Super Bowl ad, eh? So FTX and Coinbase, two of the biggest crypto exchanges, were competing for eyeballs as per this article here. Data tracked by the Block Research shows that Coinbase's app surged from 186th place to second place on the App Store. And guys, here's just a chart just demonstrating that. FTX owned Blockfolio and eToro, the investment app, also shot up in the rankings after running ads during the big game. So just some statistics here, some metrics. Coinbase's minute-long ad featured a QR code bouncing across the screen and invited viewers to participate in a large giveaway with over $100 million in incentives for the crypto community expected this year. This is something else I wanted to point out, because I think a lot of people are getting distracted with the fact that, wow, it was Super Bowl and look at all these ads and look at all this exposure. Great, 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 great. However, think about this for a second, guys. Coinbase is saying that they are inviting viewers to participate in a large giveaway with over $100 million in incentives for the crypto community expected this year. Expected this year in 2022. Who is going to be incentivizing people to get into the crypto space in a bear market? If you are going to believe that Bitcoin is going to crash in 2022 as soon as it reaches that 0.702 and then continue on its trajectory downward, right? If this is what you're expecting, or if this is what Coinbase is expecting, I do not think that they would be incentivizing users to be getting into crypto when there is no excitement or FOMO. I think they know the bull run is going to continue, and this is why they are strategically saying that they are conducting this giveaway with over $100 million in incentives for the crypto community. I think 2022 is going to be a big year, and I think Coinbase knows that as well. And so what was all the hoopla about? Well, here's the ad, guys, and here's a group of people watching the ad. I thought that was kind of a fun way to show what the ad actually was. It was a QR code essentially just bouncing around the screen, and you can see this group of what looks to be college students here getting really, really excited as that QR code does bounce around the screen. So a very simple ad, yet Coinbase paid big bucks to have this ad running. I wanted to keep going, guys, with some more RippleNet news. Now, Crypto Eddie here posted this, runs on RippleNet, cross payments Facebook post from February 11th, one of RippleNet's corridors between South Korea and Vietnam, initiated by SBI in Japan. So Crypto Eddie proclaiming it is time for an update on Yoshitaka Kitao and his successful takeover of the Shinsei Bank in Japan. Fourth mega bank incoming, and she's just pointing out this ad here runs on RippleNet. Send money with cross-border payments, just highlighting the South Korean Vietnamese corridor here. And I guess we haven't really heard too much coming out of SBI. RLP-farm.d here on Twitter said, Sente Sumo Saba, who is Crypto Eri, looks like a trademan is no longer on the board of directors at Ripple. He has been replaced by Masahi Okuyama. So another interesting point to make here, some updates coming out of Japan. Wanted to thank Crypto Eri for pointing that out. And, just to hit that point home, if you guys do not live in the Asia region, which I'm sure a lot of my listeners do not, since this is an English-speaking channel, we're not seeing that RippleNet utility so much in the United States and in Canada, a little bit in Europe, a little bit in Australia, but in Asia, in Japan in particular, we are already starting to see a lot of these companies running on RippleNet and promoting it as a point of to highlight these beneficial services that they offer, and they're tacking on the runs on RippleNet logo like this in some of their ads. So something to be mindful of. The rest of the world has already started utilizing RippleNet, realized the benefits of it. And so just to that point here, also wanted to bring you guys this from Crypto Eri on Twitter. You just never know when a member of the Bank of England Digital Working Group decides to drop into the XRP Twitter space. So she's thanking Karma Coverage here for covering this. Love the part about CBDCs in the Bank of London. I think Bank XRP is on to the latter. Check his Twitter header. More clips in the next vid. So guys, here was a representative from the Bank of England. This was just broadcast yesterday. Ripple, Interledger, the Internet of Value, XRPL, sidechains, CBDCs, NFTs, and the Flare network. I do not have the full link here, but here's just a little clip from a representative from the Bank of England responding to some questions about XRP utility. Listen to this.
How much mention there is XRP in particular in the Ripple offerings? Is there talk of offerings that involve XRP and those that don't involve XRP? Is the use of XRP sort of implied, or just any of your thoughts around that subject?
So within the banking space, a lot of the things we like to use is more, a lot of our sort of work revolves around obviously risk management. So when we're talking about frameworks, I wouldn't say just reviewing XRP. It's one of many, but it's one that does stand out, especially within the ESG style of investment, environmental, social, governance. I mean, it meets all of them, which is a space which is going to be very important to crypto going forward. Obviously, the British government has its carbon neutral policy by 2040. Obviously, fintechs and blockchain is a serious factor of that. Now, when it comes to XRP, this obviously is not just the only one reviewed for this matter, but obviously it meets the environmental targets. Ripple's essentially carbon neutral with its partnerships. The XRPL is extremely environmentally friendly, which again is a very important factor going forward. And especially with institutional adoption, there's a lot of questions with Bitcoin and Ethereum just due to the power usage alone, among many other factors. The governmental side, the governance is a very difficult one to measure within crypto. There's not a sort of combined framework. I mean, the G20 is working towards it. The Bank of International Settlements has their own policy. The World Economic Forum, Davos, they have all set out agendas, so to speak, but there's not really been any combined framework as of such yet. But going back to your original question, XRP is mentioned.
And the clip ends there, but don't worry, I got a second video coming up next. Just wanted to highlight some points, though, that this representative from the Bank of England states. He really does focus on that environmentally friendly aspect of the XRP ledger and the XRP cryptocurrency. He does say they are looking at many tokens, but the fact that XRP and the XRPL so environmentally friendly doesn't use a lot of electricity, a lot of power as well, and then he compares them to Bitcoin and Ethereum, saying these two alone just gobble up so much power that they are just not going to be effective in transferring value. And so this is why all eyes are focused on XRP as one of those cryptocurrencies that these institutions are eyeing. In this case, he's talking about the Bank of England, but you guys notice he also mentions the World Economic Forum in this clip. And we know from that document in June of 2021, the World Economic Forum has been eyeing certain cryptocurrencies, ones that are environmentally friendly, and so I'll name them again. XRP is definitely on that list, XLM, Solana, CeLO, Cardano, and of course Algorand. So They are clearly moving in a specific direction, and I don't think that this representative from the Bank of England would have mentioned the environmentally friendly aspect unless it was very, very important. He does say that the UK is also targeting some environmental target by the year 2040. So, of course, if XRP is going to be utilized, and he says it will be in the coming years to revamp the financial framework, that the environmental aspect is going to be very important. But continuing on, part 2, when a member of the Bank of England Digital Working Group drops into the XRP Twitter space and says, especially with remittance, liquidity is everything, and have had a consultation with Ripple about its liquidity hub, be it in crypto or not, it will have to be adopted. Listen to this.
But is there any mention of like the liquidity provided by XRP? Like, is this idea of liquidity discussed, and like what role that will play? I don't know if that's a smart question or not.
Yeah, no, I mean, liquidity is a sort of key concern for both the side, especially with remittance. I mean, liquidity is everything when it comes to economies. I mean, as far as my thinking goes, the 2008 crisis was simply a liquidity crisis. And when liquidity dries up, markets tend to react in very bizarre ways. Now, obviously, we are having some issues with the inflation within the UK, if not the entire world. And when we're seeing that in markets, there is the question of a liquidity crisis. Now, we have had consultation with Ripple about its liquidity hub, and several of the key firms who are wanting to leverage both traditional technology as well as blockchain alternatives to source and provide on-demand liquidity to markets, which it will be a space, be it in crypto or not, which will have to be adopted going forward, yes.
Thanks very much.
Prince Charles, can I ask you, how does the SEC lawsuit against Ripple affect your institutional involvement with XRP and Ripple?
Not very much. We don't pay too much attention to the US regulatory space. I mean, it's obviously something which has been discussed before, but the jurisdictions don't apply here, so our talks, framework, and adoption side of would never be affected by US policy. It's a consideration we have to review, which is, well, why is the SEC reviewing Ripple? But it doesn't have the same impact in the UK now.
So he talks a little bit about the SEC and regulatory clarity. We'll get to that in a sec. But really, it's about the liquidity and, the fact that they've even had a consultation with Ripple about its liquidity hub. He says liquidity, especially in this day and age, especially under these market conditions, liquidity is going to be essential, and Ripple has a product to supply liquidity to the world. He talks about inflation in the UK, and of course, that does extend to the rest of the world. And so countries printing money, I've talked about this before, the inflation is going crazy globally. It's only a matter of time, guys, before this house of cards collapses. And what is going to be needed the most when people are panicking, when value needs to be transferred very quickly to get out of one asset and maybe into another asset because you're worried about the value of your particular fiat currency. XRP is there, the liquidity hub. So the Bank of England Digital Working Group, they have had meetings with Ripple. They realize liquidity is going to be essential and that this will have to be adopted. Also, make note that he says, the SEC lawsuit, that is not in our jurisdiction, so it does not affect our business. I'm finding that the rest of the world thinks the same way. XRP is being adopted, guys, slowly but surely, but it is great to hear from somebody in a very distinct position here at the Bank of England who mirrors that same sentiment that we've all been thinking for a while.
So enjoy your day, everybody. I'm always here for you. Leave any comments or questions below, and be sure to subscribe. But thanks, everybody. I really appreciate you. Enjoy your day, and I always have your back. So thanks so much, everybody.